Good morning everyone and welcome to this edition of Market Fatafat. I'm Avan Dabash. A quick glance at the index and well, consolidation is the name of the game. 10,891. You've got the broader end of the market as well. Very listless at this point in time. Well, this is the show that will add a spark. We've got a whole host of stocks that we will be flagging off. What should you be watching out for in trade, what's making the news, as well as what's holding out technically and on the derivatives side. Well, joining in, my colleague Pranay Jain, I also have Kunal Bothra, Hemen Kapadia and Siddharth Bhamre. Well, let's get started then with the first stock that's in news and making headlines in the Economic Times, and that's PNB Housing. Take us through what's happening for the race for the stake in the company, Pranay.
Saman, according to ET report, General Atlantic and Worthy Partners are the two that have emerged as front runners to pick up the 22% stake that PNB is putting on the block. And if this deal goes through, then the valuation for that stake is pegged at about 3,500 crore rupees. This will enhance PNB's liquidity and help reduce its losses in other areas. And you're seeing the PNB housing stock under some pressure today.
Oh yes, indeed. A lot of players which are currently in the fray, and that's the latest on PNB Housing. Let's move right on then and pull up a Manappuram Finance. The stock is holding out rather smartly in trade today. In fact, Kunal, you're quite upbeat here.
Absolutely, Avan, and the stock has been trading with a very strong uptrend. It was more gradual in nature. You've not seen the stock rallying on a very strong footing. But it's just that in the recent past, when the stock broke its 200 moving average, you see some bit of momentum or swiftness coming up. And that, I believe, is a very strong sign because the stock is nearing some key resistance breakouts. I believe Manappuram could be a good bet even at current levels. Targets could be kept at 110 plus and stop loss at 100 levels.
All right, important to take note of those details. That's a level to watch out for on Manappuram. Well, let's move right on then, and it's Jindal Stainless that's having a field day in trade. But let's understand whether or not there's any meat to this move and whether or not you can benefit from it. So, Hemen, let's get in your technical take.
Yes, good morning, Aman. I think one, we seem to have posted a medium-term bottom. Stock is recovering from an oversold zone. Positive divergences across the daily, weekly charts. Crossover buys on the daily and weekly, Aman. So I guess the worst seems to be over from a medium-term point of view. Hold, stop loss 27.50, target 34.
Right, there you have it. That's the take coming in as to the outlook on Jindal Stainless. Meantime, let's take a look as to what's happening with Axis Bank. Well, that stock is declining in trade today. Remember, there is the news that the government is set to divest stake in the bank, sell their 3% stake via the SUTI, according to reports. In fact, that's valued at about 5,316 crore rupees. The government plans to sell nearly 1.98% stake in the company as a base offer with an additional 1.02% as a green shoe option. Of course, this is the news that ET now got to you first just yesterday. It's a story that we broke exclusively. The stock currently down 0.7% at 705. What's going on with IT then in its inventory that's in focus today? Clutching onto the 900 mark, Siddharth. What exactly is the take?
Well, it's very difficult to say that these are short positions. Generally, we say that if prices are going down and open interest is rising, then basics of derivatives says that you should assume that these are short positions. But then if we just check the data since last few trading sessions, Mindtree was consolidating and there was open interest built up. Last trading session was good for stock along with built up, so there were long positions. So till the time stock doesn't go below its support, you should not assume that there's a blend of long and short. Only one position should be assigned. And the recent past data suggests that you should assign this as long position. Probably people are creating long position at dip. So watch out for this support zone of 875, 885, which is not very far from current levels, 1.5% from current levels. If that support goes, then these positions should be termed as short. So watch out for key levels. And I believe it's buying on dips which is happening in Mindtree at this point of time.
All right, a buying on dips position, that's what's happening. Near-term support at 875 to 885. Let's move on then, and NMDC as well is the stock in focus, which is holding out firmly in the green. Kunal, give us a heads up as to what the chart pattern has been like for NMDC and what exactly are you advocating at the current level of 96?
So for the last 2 months, the stock has been in a very tight range. Avan, I think 90 is the kind of support the stock has seen, and 96, 97. Is a resistance. Now, when you look at it on the daily charts, the last 2 months when the stock was consolidating, the average volumes have shifted up to almost 2.5 times. than the volumes before that. So that indicates that a bottom formation process is is going on for NMDC, and the stock has been testing that resistance 3 or 4 times in the last 1 week odd. So that also indicates that the stock is nearing a breakout of this 2.5 odd month consolidation, and that could result in the stock rallying almost 7 to 8 rupees from those levels of 96, 97. So that's a buy, targets of 102 plus and stop loss to be kept at 92.
All right, that's something to watch out for. Stop loss 92 on NMDC. Meantime, a lot of pharma stocks are in focus in trade today. Dr. Reddy's being one of them. Why is that, Pranay?
Well, Avan, the reason for Dr. Reddy's to be in focus is that it was being challenged by Indivior with regards to its potential launch of Suboxone. And this is a potential $1 billion drug opportunity for many companies, out of which DRL is one of the key filers. So because that stay has now been lifted and the court has not granted any delay further in the launch, therefore it's actually a positive development for Dr. Reddy's. The stock opened up about 1.5% but gave up those gains because of the pressure that we are seeing in some of the pharma companies.
Yeah, now it's just laying low at about the 2600 mark. Nonetheless, that's the latest news coming in. Moving on to a mid-cap counter then that's buzzing away in trade, and that is PI Industries. Hemant, do you believe that this sort of attraction can continue?
Well, Aman, this is the beginning of the week. Ideally, we would want to wait for this to happen on a Friday. A 14-week consolidation phase, Aman. The stock has taken support on the 55-day, 55-week exponential moving average. Technically, have given a breakout, but like I said, we need a weekly closing. Stop loss at 880, target 420. Crossover buys from daily and weekly, and a 14-week consolidation phase breakout, Aman.
All right, that's important to note. Hold on and watch out for levels of 920. Meantime, you had Eicher Motors as well. That was in focus post its earnings. Remember, it was an inline set of numbers, but we weren't really going in with very high expectations. But let's understand how brokerages now are reacting. Macquarie maintains an outperform. They've got a target price of 24,000 rupees. They believe that the structural demand drivers remain intact, that the RE sales have been impacted by the large price increases, but there will be a pickup in the RE sales in the coming months. Meantime, Jefferies has a buy rating as well, target 23,700, saying better realization will drive a positive surprise in the coming quarter. Watch out for the stock. It is holding out at the 20,900 mark. And then there's Coal India that's active in trade today. 222. Siddharth, what exactly are the kind of moves that we're seeing on the derivative side?
Day before or yesterday early morning, we went through this article and a report of CLSA, which came out with pigs that might fly kind of report 22 stocks all over Asia, which can do well. And there were a few stocks from India as well, and Coal India and some of the other PSU names featured in those in that report. Now since then we have seen that Coal India is bouncing. Yesterday there was a bullish hammer pattern which got created, which has positive implication when it is created at the bottom, and we have seen that Coal India was, if I'm not wrong, at all-time low, and this bullish hammer created at all-time low has very strong significance. And today we are seeing follow-up buying, so that confirmatory test is also there. At the same time, you are seeing 5 to 6% built up in future segment, which means there is fresh formation of long position. So both from technical and derivatives perspective, the statistics which are coming forward, Avan, are suggesting that there's decent buying which is taking place in Coal India, and it may not stop here.
All right, that's the view coming in on Coal India, which is holding out comfortably in the green. At number 11, then Tata Steel. We've got the numbers out of the way, but how is it poised technically now? Kunal, you believe that it's nearing the 50 DMA. What does this mean for Tata Steel?
Could be quite significant, Avan, because generally these resistances, or rather these averages, they act as strong resistances or support depending on the placement of these averages with respect to prices. Now Tata Steel has recovered almost 10% from its 1 week or 2 week lows from those 440 levels. Now one of the key resistances which the stock tries to test is the resistance of 50 DMA, and the stock is now just about on the verge of breaking that. And if it closes above this average, then I believe that could be a very strong enough confirmation that this could not just be a short-term rally or a short-term trading rally, but this could also result into the stock restarting a new uptrend as well. So Tata Steel could be an interesting bet. I would recommend a buy above 495 levels for a target of 520 plus in the very near term.
All right, it's a buy recommendation above a level of 495. Meantime, Pranay can't help but notice Everready as well. That's a big newsmaker today.
Yes, if you look at the reports, then Duracell, Energizer, they are the companies in race for acquiring controlling stake from the promoters Khaitans. And also there are bulge bracket PE names over here like Blackstone, KKR, Kedara, which are also said to be in the fray. Now how this goes, it'll take some time for it to shape up, but nevertheless repeated reporting of this thing shows that it is heading in that direction.
All right, keep an eye out on Everready. Lots of players in the race eyeing a controlling stake. Just about flattened out after opening at about 217. Meantime, as I said, there's a lot of pharma stocks in focus. Sun Pharma for multiple reasons, one of them being its results. Let's understand what exactly is the take based on the chart patterns. It's holding out comfortably ahead of its numbers. What exactly is your advice, Heymen, right now at the 433 level?
Well, Havan, 15 trading sessions, no directional bias, but the indicators are slowly turning positive. Some of the weekly mechanical indicators have given crossover buys, indicating that this seems more like a consolidation. But yes, we would need a close above 445 or so. So hold with the stop loss of the lower range, 403, target 465.
Right, certainly something to keep an eye out on. That's the latest coming in on Sun Pharma by way of levels. Meantime, let's keep it then with pharma, and it's Lupin that's in focus. Remember, ET now has access to Form 483 that has been issued by the US FDA. This is for the company's Goa facility. Well, the first observation is that they have failed to review unexplained discrepancy and failure of a batch. And the second observation being that there's been no written procedures for the production and process controls. Remember, the US FDA had issued Form 483 with 2 observations, and the Goa facility is currently under a warning letter status. Well, not seeing any deep gashes there, but nonetheless, the stock is taking it easy, down 0.6% at 815. And at number 15, then it's JSW Steel. Why is that on the radar, Siddharth?
Well, historically, Avan, if you see JSW Steel doesn't move in line with other metal space, especially, the ferrous ones. But then since last, if you look at what's happening in the stock since September 2018, that's last 4-5 months, that this stock is in a relentless downward trend. And this is very unusual for the stock. Now what we are seeing now is signs of bouncing back. Don't know whether this would be a change in trend or not, but statistics are indicating that there is decent amount of buying which is taking place today. If you look at the volumes, they have already crossed a recent 1 to 3 months average. In fact, volumes in first 2.5 hours are highest since last 6 to 7 trading sessions. So you can understand the kind of buying which is taking place. There is blend of short covering as well as formation of long positions in future segment. That's the reason change in open interest is not that high. But then you have to see cost of carry. That has turned substantially positive, which means that it's a blend of both.
All right, watch out for that. High volumes in both segments with formation of long positions being seen. Time to take a quick break right here on the show, but do stay with us. Lot more stocks coming up on the other side of Market Fatafat.
Complete your TV viewing experience with the best of Hollywood entertainment and news. Get the Times Movies and News pack at just 13 rupees. Ask your cable or DTH provider now.
In association with Axis Mutual Fund, the responsible mutual fund. In association with Toshiba for a new day. Banking partner, Union Bank of India. Good people to bank with.
Properties या ऐसी खास जो नहीं कहीं औरों के पास चेक करो exclusive listing जिसकी जैसी choice सबकी मिलेगी choice
Power is in portfolio. Reliance Large Cap Fund invests into well-established large companies which lead in their respective fields with strong fundamentals. Reliance Mutual Fund. Wealth sets you free. To invest, call 1-800-300-11111. Visit our website or contact your financial advisor. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Book your tickets to Sydney with this special fare on Singapore Airlines. Think Sydney, think Singapore Airlines.
The Jannivesh team has reached Shillong, where we met the students of St. Anthony's College and explained to them the benefits of investing in mutual funds.
It's very important to properly allocate your investment. If I tell you go only have rice, would you love it? No. I say oh, have chapatis, you won't like it. So in a thali, if you eat lunch, dinner, breakfast, you would want something of everything, isn't it? That's what asset allocation in simple terms is all about.
The session proved to be productive for the students who will soon finish college and start earning. Association of Mutual Funds in India and Times Network present Jannivesh. Join the movement by pledging to invest one day's income into mutual funds every month by giving a missed call on 1-800-833-666 or by visiting our website www.jannivesh.in.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Congratulations, Rahul.
Thank you.
आज से ये चेयर तुम्हारी.
It's an honor, sir. But sir, इतनी बड़ी जिम्मेदारी, पता नहीं स्टाफ मुझे पसंद करेगा कि नहीं.
तुम उनका ख्याल रखोगे ना राहुल, तो वो तुम्हारा और कंपनी का ख्याल रखेंगे. Here's a good way to show you care. LIC's pension and group scheme. Pension, gratuity और retirement benefits आसानी से मैनेज करता है.
मतलब एम्प्लॉइज खुश तो कंपनी भी खुश.
कौन सा फ्लोर?
Italian marble.
Oh no, flat.
3 BHK है मैम.
घर बेचने का भूत सवार. लिस्ट कीजिए 99 एकर्स पर और पाइए जेन्युइन बायर्स.
सुनो, भैया से जरा पूछो, लड़की वालों को हाँ बोल दें.
माँ, हाँ बोल दो.
क्या?
ये देखो, नॉमिनी पे किसका नाम है? रुचि.
हाँ माँ, वो गलती से लिख दिया मैंने.
तू फाड़ दे.
नहीं.
अपने से आगे किसी और की सुरक्षा का सोचा, यही है मैं से हम का कदम. SBI Life Term Plans.
Complete your TV viewing experience with the best of Hollywood entertainment and news. Get the Times Movies and News pack at just 13 rupees. Ask your cable or DTH provider now.
With market Fatafat right here on ET now. We're halfway down through the countdown of all the stocks to keep on your radar, and let's keep it going. Well, Titan had a terrific week. It's been a stunning set of numbers, but what exactly is the position now? Where's the stock headed? Kunal, what's your take?
So the stock is at a lifetime high. I think there was just 2 days or 3 days of, I would say, extremely sideways range where the stock remained in a 15 or 20 point range. And that was preceded, by a very strong rally. I think on the back of some news flows. Now the stock is yet again at a fresh swing high, multi-month high, and I believe that this overall chart pattern of a rally, then a consolidation, and then a continuation, I think is a very positive sign, and it indicates that Titan could see some further upside traction from current levels. 1100 could be a revised target on the stock, and I would recommend a hold from current levels.
Right, that's the latest coming in on Titan, 1% higher in trade. Well, to aviation then, and no surprises to see Jet Airways making headlines yet again. So, Pranay, what's the latest?
Well, SEBI has expressed reservations over the exemption to Etihad Airways for the open offer. Remember that Etihad was willing to put in money, but one of the key pointers for them to go ahead with this was that they were not keen for the open offer. Also, they had other reservations like not pumping in money at a price above 150 and also wanting Naresh Goyal out of the cockpit. Now, when we are hearing murmurs of SEBI not granting them exemption from the open offer, therefore the stock is coming down by about 2.5% in trade right now.
All right, keep an eye out. That's the latest coming in on Jet Airways. SEBI unwilling to exempt Etihad from the open offer. GNSC, meantime, has seen a massive price volume breakdown. Heymin, what exactly are you advising?
Frankly speaking, it's a sell on all accounts. Short, medium, long term, daily, weekly, monthly. We peaked at a high of something like 548 in October 2017. Since then, we continue to support of slow scenario. That still hasn't changed, so it's a sell on accounts.
All right, that's the take coming in on GNFC. Sell is the advice. Meantime, check in on Hotel Leela because Brookfield sure is. What we picked up from sources yesterday is that Brookfield ANC has in fact sealed the deal with Hotel Leela to get 4 properties as well as a land parcel in Agra along with the brand name Leela. This is going to be a big game changer for the company that's sitting on a mountain of debt as well for the sector as a whole. We reached out to the management yesterday. They have said that they are in talks with some players but no final conclusion. We'll take a look as to what that news is doing to the stock price, 8% higher on Hotel Leela. And at number 20 then, Siddharth, let's chat about TCS witnessing intraday selling.
Yeah, not just today actually, last 3-4 trading session, Awan, we are seeing that the stock is not sustaining at higher levels during the day. In fact, it's starting well, but the end is not that great. And today we are seeing that IT space is showing weakness. TCS specifically is adding some sort of short positions. Volumes are also high, and technical oscillators like RSI and stochastics have shown dip and crossovers. So that's not a positive sign for TCS.
All right, intraday selling for the past few days, 2037. That's where TCS is currently settled at. Well, let's move on then and understand where Ajanta Pharma could rally up until. Kunal, what's your assessment?
So after yesterday's strong price up move where the candlestick pattern became positive for Ajanta Pharma, there was doubt that whether the stock would see a follow through. So yes, the stock has seen a follow through today, even though it could be mild in nature compared to yesterday's price magnitude. But nevertheless, I think the volumes are pretty much on the higher side so far for Ajanta Pharma in this phase of recovery and rally. I believe that that's a very strong sign of continuation, and the stock would rally further upside till almost 1050, 1060 levels.
All right, further rally, and that is going to be intact. Meantime, Corporation Bank delivered quite a turnaround in its quarterly performance. Pranay, take us through the internals.
Yes, Savan, this time they've posted a profit of about 60 crores versus a whopping 1200 plus crores loss same quarter last year. The NII growth has been tepid at about 3%, but the management said in the interview that the focus was on recoveries. They managed to recover over 3,000 crore rupees in the fiscal so far. The slippages, while at 4,000 odd crore rupees, are about 1,300 crores more than last quarter, but the rate of increase has slowed down, and we have seen an improvement in the gross and net NPA percentages. So the management believes that the pace of improvement will reflect better in the profitability going forward.
All right, indeed, it's been an impressive quarter. The management optimistic. Asset quality pressures have eased. 25.3, that's Corporation Bank for you. Meantime, anything but comfort is what you're seeing when it comes to the ADAG pocket, and it's clearly Reliance Infra that is facing the heat today. Heyman, a downright sell?
Avan, there is near-term support sub 100, short-term unsustainable bounce, a dead cat bounce within the offing, but it's a sell on that bounce. Short-term, medium-term, long-term, Avan, it's in an uptrend. Sell on all time frames. In fact, the stock is at a 22-year low. Looks weak. It's just a near-term respite that's coming in, which needs to be sold.
All right, that's the verdict coming in on the stock. Meantime, it's ITD Cement that's in focus as well. Profits soared 91% in the quarter gone by to 33.8 crore rupees. You have the margins, which came in just about flat though at 13.3 versus 13.7%. But revenue growth as well was healthy, 640 crores, up 11%. The stock is duly gaining nearly 3%. Moving on then, what is going on with Shriram Transport, Siddharth?
Well, this stock, is seeing very high volume activity, and that's the prime reason why, I've selected this stock. Now, yes, one would say this stock is down by 1% or so. But then again, this is such a volatile market, stock specific, not index specific. Index is, languishing in a range. But stocks, and especially from NBFC space, are very volatile. So just 1% down move should not lead to, we start believing that there are shorts getting formed or not. So watch out for this support, which is around $1,000, which is like around 4% away from current levels. And if that is breached, then probably, Shriram Transport Finance would have, some problem to deal with itself. But volumes have certainly been quite high, so don't expect range-bound movement here for sure.
Right, that's the take. No range-bound movement on the cards. With that, we're completely out of time, so we'll wrap it up right here on the show. Thanks so much for joining in, and thanks for watching Markets at Noon, coming up after a very quick breather.